Hello and welcome back to part 2 of how to solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube. Now, if you didn't see the first part, please watch it. It goes over the first 2 layers. However, in this part, we'll be going over the last layer and what to do. So this part has 4 steps, and I know that sounds like a lot, but it's really not that bad. The first step is to solve the top cross with not necessarily all of the edges oriented. And that is what the next step is, to orient or permute all of these edges to where they're matching the centers. And from there we work on the corners and permute them, and then we orient all of them. I'll just speed through this last part. All right, let's start off with making those top edges oriented. So you want to look for one of 3 patterns. This first one I like to call the dot. Ignore the corners for now, by the way. So you have a dot, and if all of these are misoriented, so for example, none of these are yellow, I mean the center will always be yellow, what you do is you turn the front clockwise, perform the right algorithm, and then turn the front counterclockwise. And now you have this pattern, which is kind of like an L shape. Again, ignore the edges. Corners, sorry. So you look at the edges, and if you have this L shape, you hold it like this to where these are on the back and the left. And again, you perform the same thing as before. So turn the front clockwise, right algorithm, counterclockwise for the front face. And now you have this line case, and if you have this line case, you hold it horizontally like this and do the same thing. So turn the front clockwise, right algorithm, turn the front counterclockwise, and that's how you do the top cross, or at least get them oriented correctly. So now what we'll work on is getting them permuted correctly. Okay, I just had to change some things around a bit because I got lucky and got all of the edges permuted correctly. Anyway, never mind. So what you want to do here is look for 2 solved edges that are adjacent to each other, and you hold them at the back and on the right like this. And you do this algorithm, and it is brand new. This is probably the hardest one you have to learn, but it's the first 3 moves of the right algorithm, and then you bring those right side up, turn the upper face twice, and then bring the right side back down. And from there, all of these edges here should be completely solved at that point. Now, if you do have a case like this where both of these match on opposite angles and none of these match, however, if you turn it around to where both of these match, then these don't, then what you do is you just hold it from anywhere and do the same algorithm. Again, I'll show you guys again. So it's first 3 moves of right algorithm, and then you go turn the top with your right hand, then bring the right side up, turn this top face twice, and then the right side back down again. And from there you should have a normal case with 2 adjacent ones. Hold it on the back and the right, and I'll just repeat it again. So it's right side up, turn the top with your right hand, right side down, turn the top with your right hand, right side up, turn the top face twice, and then bring the right side back down. And then you should have all of these edges solved. And now we can move on to corners. Now the interesting thing about corners is that it is very similar to the 2x2 last layer, because now all of the edges are solved, and you actually use the same algorithms as the 2x2 last layer. So, you know how I said in the last part, knowing the 2x2 tutorial will make this a lot easier. This is what I meant. The corners will be almost free. And I say almost because you cannot misalign these edges. So you have to have all of these edges correct and look for a matching pair. And in this case, which, I don't know, around 50% of the time there is, maybe a little less, but there are none that match unless if you turn it like this, which is not good for this cube because now the edges are wrong, which isn't a problem on 2x2. So what you do is you just hold it anywhere as long as the top is on the top. If there's no pairs, then you just do the same algorithm. I'll repeat it in case if you didn't watch the last part, or the 2x2 tutorial. So you turn the top with your right hand and then bring the right side up. Then you turn the top with your left hand, left side up. And then you turn the top with your right hand, right side down. And then turn the top with your left hand and left side down. So what this algorithm does is it preserves the one at the top right, and all of these switch with each other. They all alternate. So, oh, and they also misorient them, but that's not really important. However, what is important is now you have a match. So for example, this is red and green, and this is red and green. So it doesn't matter that it's misoriented. What matters is that it's in its correct state, and we can perform the algorithm again. So I'll just repeat it. Turn the top with your right hand, right side up. Turn the top with your left hand, left side up. Turn the top with your right hand, right side down. Turn the top with your left hand, left side down. And after 1 or 2 attempts, they should all be in their correct permutation. Now, they're just misoriented, and this one is correct. However, these are incorrect. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold any unsolved piece at the bottom right front like this, similar to how we did in the last part where we held it at the top right front. This time we're gonna hold it at the bottom right front and perform the right algorithm again, either 2 or 4 times. So let's do it twice and see if it's good. No. Yes. And now we can turn this. You don't want to rotate it. During any of these algorithms, you shouldn't rotate it unless if it's the second layer thing that I talked about in part 1. And a link will be in the description for that. So let's try this twice. No. Okay, there we go. And again, you want to turn it and then just do that algorithm again. And there you go, it should be solved. I know it looks like you destroyed everything, but assuming that you did not rotate at all, it should be solved completely. So that's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Again, let me know if you have any questions down in the comments, and I will see you all next time. Bye!